What's going on, guys? My name is Jericho, and today I'm here to tell you about a tragedy that I didn't want to talk about. That tragedy is World War II, and it's a weird video to make because overall I love this game. I really do, and in my mind, what I said at the start of World War II still stands, that this game has the potential to be one of my top 3 Call of Duties. Now, a lot of people might say, Tucker, that's pretty bold to say that this game could beat out a Call of Duty 4 or a Modern Warfare 2 or a Black Ops 2 or 3, but I really did believe it. And I think that still stands for a variety of reasons, but this is the single worst best Call of Duty that has ever been made. This is, without a doubt, my least enjoyable experience playing Call of Duty in a very long time, which is no fault of the game itself. Well, actually, I lied. It's a large portion of the game is awesome. It's just, there's a lot of things holding this game back from its true power. This game's like the first health bar on a boss, you know? And you're like, I know you got 3 more health bars back there. Can you just power up to when you, get interesting? And the game's like, no, I'm right down here, actually. And I'm going to get it out of the way. A big reason I don't like this game is because of the player base. Now, this is not the standard player base comment that everybody has, like, oh, you're a corner camping shotgun bitch, or oh, you keep using one-man army noob tube. Like, while annoying, those kind of issues, the MP40 jug, they were just kind of dealt with because they were still in the game. You were still able to play against them. My biggest issue with this game seems to be that nobody stays for a full game. Now, there's a variety of reasons for that, but the biggest one I feel is that the average player doesn't care about leaving because it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't affect you in any way, shape, or form. And if you watch any of my Road to Commander series with the boys, you're going to know that I've been complaining about this the entire time. It's ridiculous. Very few, if any, games we play finish with a full team. Most games we play have 2 to 3 drop out, and several, 5 or 6 have ended in defeat, or we've won because the entire team is forfeited. Do you want to know how many times that's happened in any other Call of Duty? Maybe twice in my entire life, and that's saying something because this game happening 5 times with how little I play, it's insanity. And I don't have the solution to this. I personally would like, when you leave a game, to be banned from playing until that game is over. So instead of playing, you just sit AFK, I would like that. But they're not going to implement that because that's kind of what rank's for. And I get it, but it sucks. So, wow. What else is making this game such a problem for me? Well, the map selection, which I once said was all right, has really turned into a, no, this isn't okay. They counted war maps as being part of the original map pool, so there's not technically only 9 maps. Well, is there only 8 maps if you don't count Carrington, which is only in a separate playlist, so you can really not, it's like, why did you make these decisions to segregate your player base even more when you already have such a limited map pool? And why does Carrington have to be a pre-order map bonus? Fuck it, man. I bought the game early. I pre-ordered it, okay? I got the map. I had my time. Put it into the map pool. Put it in the regular map pool. Please, let me play, Search and Destroy only in Carrington, or Dom only in Carrington with everybody else, so that there's at least a little bit more to the game. So let's pretend that the war maps count, and that's 12 maps. Even then, a lot of Call of Duties were launching with that minimum 12 maps for the general map pool in the most popular game types, not just the one game type, which, to be honest, they did a pretty good job with. I just don't like the meat grinder that is war, but I like the idea that they had, and I'm not gonna fault them for that. It just sucks that, I want to see the player stats, how many people play war versus every other game mode, because I have a hard time believing that war is up there warranting taking up so many resources that could be distributed to the regular multiplayer. Now, maps aside, there are a couple maps that are garbage, and this one, Gustav Cannon, the Goose Cannon, is one of them, and that's fine. Every Call of Duty has to have the maps that you hate. Fuck, when I played COD 4, I hated Block. I did. I didn't really like Wet Work either, but you know what? Now looking back, I'm like, fuck yeah, I like Block, I like Wet Work. You get used to it over time. This map, maybe I will. I have some good games. This is one of them. But the play style to get a good game on this map is very boring, especially on Dom. It's sit up on top and snipe people who spawn. So it's anti-fun for a lot of the other players. There are other maps that are small and not that great, but I still enjoy them. Flat Cannon used to be one of my least favorite, and now it's grown on me. I hate Point du Hoc, but I'll play it because it is what it is. There's just the variety of engagements that you get in these maps aren't varied enough. Most of the game is spent playing with an SMG, or, which is a Call of Duty thing, I get it, or playing with a high fire rate AR. The bar, which I'm sure they've nerfed, used to be like the de facto ruler here because it could two-shot from fucking anywhere, but even then, like, the time to kill is so low that you see a lot of people just defaulting towards the SMGs, and that's fine. Again, I'm an SMG player, so it's not the biggest of issues, but I just get a little bit tired playing the same games and the same play styles. And I get, since it's World War II, you don't want to have super long engagements because your ARs aren't that great. You know, it's just, that's not how the game's meant to be played, I guess. But this is the only map that has an open playing field. Every other map has like a very standard 3-lane thing, and some of them are so laned in, like Point du Hoc, that it's like, why am I even using anything, you know, other than the PPSH or the shotgun? Like, it kind of shoehorns you into a play style. So those things aside, the connectivity issues that we had throughout the race and throughout the Road to Commander that we've been doing has been absurd. I have never 1-barred or 2-barred consistently in a Call of Duty. I just haven't. And it's not like I do it in any other Call of Duty, but yo, guess what? It's happening now. I had an entire play session where everybody's on 4-bar except for me and Brennan, and we're all 2-bar. I have an open NAT. I don't know about Brennan, but it's like, it seems to me like the servers have been very problematic, not just on launch when they were down for so long that I feel like this was the single worst launch in any Call of Duty history. And I know that some people disagree with me, say that like Black Ops 2 and whatever were having problems. No, bullshit, man. I highly doubt that any of these things or any of those games were having such bad connectivity issues that throughout the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks of launch, the majority of players were getting kicked, the servers were the game was borderline unplayable for a month. And that's insane. You can't have that. One of the basic core functionalities of multiplayer in Headquarters did not work for like over a month after release. In what world would that be okay anywhere else? Imagine if Destiny was just like, yeah, the tower's gone. We're gonna work on that one, but sorry about that. It's just like, I give Call of Duty a pretty wide leash considering all of the things that I have issues with it because, you know, it's the game I grew up on and it's one of my favorite franchises. Whether or not you agree with that, that's fine. But it just really grinds my gears that this game had so much potential and still does to be outstanding. And I'm just like, fuck, it's not going to be, is it? The weapon selection and variety is not enough. There's just not enough weapons. I mean, I went and looked at a Modern Warfare 2 video. I'm like, there's like more SMGs in this game than there are rifles and SMGs combined in World War II. There's not enough variety, which means that, you know, when you find your 1 or 2 guns per class that you like, man, you just get bored of switching back and forth between the, you know, the M1 Garand and the STG, or the bar and the M1 Garand. You know, you get used to your favorite guns and you're just like, well, that's all I'm using. Can't remember the last time I used any gun willingly other than the Kar 98 for the sniper class. Can't remember the last time I used any SMG willingly over the MP40 or the PPSH. And somebody out there's like, Tucker, they just added new guns that you can get from, you know, from care packages. Yeah, they did, but like, let's not fool ourselves into thinking it's going to be easy. I think Trevor said he spent $220 on crates and got one of them. And yeah, maybe that was bad drop luck, but like, you expect me to believe that I could even earn $220 worth of in-game currency enough to buy these crates, enough to get the guns that I wanted that are RNG based, or, you know, unlocking some of the variants by no-lifing and playing as much as possible to get those variants. There's just a disgusting mountain to climb to get more content, and even paying for it doesn't necessarily make it you know, easier to obtain. Fuck, if they just said $5 for a gun, I'd buy it. Man, I'm a horrible person, but I'd do it. $5 for a gun, and you can unlock it other ways, but you can just pay for it right now. I'd do it. I would. And that sucks. That sucks because that's how locked into the default weapons that I use every game I am. And I don't want that. Now, all of that aside, I think that the score streaks being, you know, less influential in the game really made me enjoy this game more. There's a lot more gun-on-gun combat. I still feel like the netcode makes this game a little bit frustrating. I mean, the player base, like I said, does the same, but I really want to enjoy this game, and I do enjoy the game. I think that they did the right thing bringing the game back to these boots-on-the-ground roots, and I think they managed to do it in a way that most of us are pretty happy. But when you see such glaring issues that make the quality of life that you spend on the game terrible, that's where I have problems. If I could just resolve some of those issues, some of which aren't even related to adding new content or making new content, most of which are involved with just my experience when playing the current game that exists, that's not great. And it makes me sad, because I'm like, fuck, I really put my word behind this one. I was telling people, like, dude, this is the Call of Duty you buy if you haven't played Call of Duty in 5 years. And I still kind of believe that, but, like, when I watch this gameplay footage, I want to go out and snipe. And then I remember when I hit the scoreboard, everybody leaves the game. Or, you know, there's just not a dedicated player base that is going to stick around in casual, so I'm going to have to sweat my balls off in ranked and not be able to use a variety of weapons that I want to use. And that's, and I'm sorry, and that's the other reason why I hate the ranked play argument. Like, oh, well, if you want players that are consistent and that try and have good games, go play ranked. It's like, no, if you want to try to win with the absolute most intensity, you play ranked, but you're not going to snipe in ranked hardpoint. You're not going to do it. I want to snipe in fucking Ground War. Where is Ground War? Why did they remove it? Did you think the maps weren't suited for that? Man, we had fucking Shipment Ground War. What do you mean the maps aren't suited for that? Like, there's nothing more clusterfucky. It's one of most people's fondest memories. Even if it didn't make great gameplay, it made for fun gameplay. And I feel like maybe they lost track of what makes games fun and what makes games good. This is a good game. It's not always a fun game. This is a game that could be fun and good, but it's going to be limited by a lot of factors, and I've outlined them today. I think this is the worst best Call of Duty that has been put out, and I really want them to fix it. Now, I know DLC is coming out, and I will be playing it with the new DLC. I saw some of the maps. It's like 4 more in rotation, so that'll spice up the variety a little bit, but the longevity isn't there for a casual player that doesn't buy the Season Pass. The longevity hasn't been there for a while for people that hasn't bought the Season Pass, but especially in this game. I just feel like you're going to get really bored of the same old, same old. There's just not enough there. So, thanks for watching, guys. My name is Jericho. I really didn't enjoy making this video, but it's good to get that off my chest after having the game for over a month and really, you know, putting some time into it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Enjoy the rest of your new year. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.